Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It has been a while. I know I haven't been consistent with YouTube in a couple of months. I mean, I've only uploaded once or twice within the past year. I really did plan on being more consistent on here, but life just got in the way and I was just like, what videos am I gonna do? And like, I just didn't really know what to do in my YouTube. I'm more on Instagram, but I want to be on more platforms. I want my business to be on more platforms. I want to grow on YouTube, I want to grow on Instagram, I want to start using Twitter, Snapchat more. So if you want to keep up with me every day on my daily life, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Snapchat, and follow me on Twitter. And it's just my name, Katie Neeson, on all platforms. I don't have any fancy name, it's always just my name. So I'll pop it down below, at Katie Neeson. So today's video is going to be about glutes, because obviously that is what a lot of people want to know about me, like how I got my glutes, what's best for glutes, what foods are the best for glutes. So today we're going to talk about foods that are best for growing your butt and exercises that are best for growing your butt. So let me just get this straight, right? So there is no single food that is going to grow your butt. So stop looking for the short answer and think of the basic things. So I have said this over and over again. So it's going to come down to food quantity. It's not a quality of food. It's not like, oh, eat this food and grow your butt and eat this food and grow your butt. There is no specific foods that are going to grow your butt. It's more how much food you're consuming that's going to grow your butt. Are you eating enough food? Are you eating enough protein? Are you eating enough carbs? Are you eating enough fats daily? So it comes down to that quantity, not quality, quantity. So how much food you consume and how much calories you burn. In order to gain muscle and obviously gain weight on your body or in your butt or your glutes or whatever you want to call them, you must be eating more food daily. Obviously, like, you want to be consuming more food. You want to be sort of at maintenance level and sort of gradually up those calories, so that there's no dramatic, like, you don't want to gain too much weight. So you want to do this very slow. And this is where people go wrong, including myself. I've did it before. So if you want to grow your butt, think that you need to eat more and lift heavier. You need to eat more and lift heavier, period. And if you're overweight and you want to have a nicer butt, you need to lose weight firstly, and then focus on growing your glutes, because you're not going to be happy with yourself throughout the whole process, because growing muscle is a long ass time, and it's not going to be something that happens rapidly. Like, it takes months to years to see progress in such a area that people focus on, but it does take time, and it depends on the person, their genetic growth, like how their body responds to certain volume, how their genetics are in their family to grow in that area, how their body responds to more calories, how their body responds to more carbs. So my advice to you, if you want to think about foods for growing your glutes, I would say eat more food. Figure out how much you eat currently, start off with that, and then gradually increase how much you're eating with those foods. You don't have to change your food groups. You don't have to change or make anything dramatic or drastic to your overall food intake, but we do need to be eating more carbs, and ensuring that we're hitting enough protein to stimulate muscle growth. In terms of exercises, I'm going to provide some videos here. So exercises that are my favorites for growing your glutes will be, the number one will be the hip thrust and the glute bridge. So the difference being, one is from a bench or a box and one is on the ground. So there's a greater range of motion from a hip thrust than there is from a glute bridge, obviously, because you're getting on a bench and further in the range of motion, and you can get up higher and squeeze your glutes a little bit more. So I always opt for hip thrusts over glute bridges. I haven't did glute bridges in a while. Sometimes I will do them with like a little plate or body weight before I train, but not as a major lift with barbells anymore. I found my favorite, and it's hip thrusts. Different variations though, here we're going to talk. So people get stuck on this thing that they have to do the same way, the same variation, the same this, the same that. That's why you're not growing, because you're not changing things up every couple of months. Like, your body adapts to things and it wants something new. You need to feed it a new stimulus, you need to feed it something different, and it's like, whoa. So may that be doing, so I would do I'm now doing hip thrusts 2 to 3 times a week, which I haven't been in the past because my glutes are already big enough, but I want to shape them and I still want to continue to build muscle there. So say one day I will do hip thrusts heavy, the next day I will do, like, say, staggered stance hip thrusts or B stance hip thrusts, which are basically like a single leg hip thrust. So one foot's normal, one foot's like slightly forward. One day I will do those, and then say the next day I will do hip thrusts 1 1/4 reps, or hip thrusts triple contraction reps, which I posted on my Instagram before for you guys to see. Maybe one day I'll do lighter and higher reps and like a longer hold, a longer squeeze, or someday I'll do really heavy and I'll do dead stop. So I'll pause at the bottom, brace, and then lift it up, which benefits because you get a little rest in between the reps to brace and get ready for the big next rep. Because obviously if it's heavy, it's hard to keep it in the air and keep the constant tension on it without losing your form. So that's one. So people are always like to me, which glutes exercises are best for growing your butt, and like, I post this stuff all the time. These are my favorites, these are my go-tos, but my thing for you is you should focus on the variation you feel best in your butt. Doesn't matter what someone else is doing, doesn't matter who is doing what on Instagram, doesn't matter who that girl over there is doing, what she's doing, like, no one cares. It's about what you feel. Like, what do you feel burns your ass the most, and what do you feel the biggest contraction? Like, some will feel it in a hip thrust, some will feel it in a frog pump, some will feel it in an abduction work. So when we're training glutes, we want to be hitting them from all different angles and ranges of motion. So I always opt for like a hip thrust and abduction movement, like, so say like the abduction machine or banded abductions, or like fire hydrants, something like that. Or like we could add in some frog pumps there. We always want to focus on driving the butt back with things like RDLs, because RDLs do work the glutes and the hamstrings. RDLs, deficit RDLs, good mornings, like, they all stretch the glutes, and so does the leg press. So it's not all just focusing on one exercise. Like, you need to be hitting the glutes from various different exercises and angles. And the glute ham raise is a good one. Rounded back extensions, very good exercise if your gym has a good one to do it in. So yeah, my favorite hip thrust variation probably would be the B stance hip thrust, staggered stance, which is like basically a single leg. I did those today, and man, my ass burns so much. Like, no matter how long I've been doing these exercises, like, they burn my ass like hell. Like, that's why I do them, because I feel them the most, and I really get a good contraction with these exercises. Again, you still need to be doing things like squats and stuff and prioritizing deadlifts and stuff, because they're all good for glutes too, but they're not primary. So we want to be focusing on hip thrusts, getting strong at hip thrusts, getting strong at your leg press, getting strong in all ranges of motion and all different angles and variations. So yeah, that's just a little video for today. So let's cover everything. So there are no specific foods that grow your butt. So see if someone tells you, oh, this food really helps my butt grow, like, that is bullshit. It's quantity, like, that's gonna grow muscle and it's gonna gain weight. Quantity, not like, obviously we need good carbs, good fats, and good proteins, but it's quantity that dictates. It really is. But we want to be sourcing our foods from whole foods and getting in the right foods. We don't want to be eating crap. Obviously we want to have a little room for freedom there too, but it's all about eating more calories and getting strong, mainly. So that's it for today's video, and I really am going to start being more consistent on here. If you guys can just let me know what you want to see, what you want me to cover, what you want me to talk about, what you want to see at the gym. I post a lot of content on my Instagram in terms of workouts and things that I get asked daily too. So if you don't already follow me on Instagram, follow me there. Follow me on Snapchat and follow me on Twitter. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video. So this was today's booty pump. I did B-stand hip thrust today, so I know what I'm talking about.